somehow, some way, this started happening. Hello. Hi. It's your old friend Tobias, and I have a brand new computer. What does this brand new computer look like, you ask me? Well, I finally got back into the cult of Mac. It's only a thing that I've been thinking about for a while, and it looks something, but only something. Let's see if this actually works. Like, yes, I know, photos. We are literally making this up as we go along. It's kind of amazing what's happening right now. Well, it looks something, but only something, like this. You see, it is green. It is green for a reason. It is green because why not green, right? So we are testing this all out. I've also done a couple of other things which may or may not be demonstrating good judgment. One of the things is that I am trying out Streamlabs OBS, and I have actually committed to using the Prime version of Streamlabs OBS. Why? Because you folks have been startlingly generous to me over the past year and change, and your tip jars money has actually set me up to be able to buy the Prime for a year, which allows me to stream to all three of the places I usually stream to, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, all in one without having to go through a third party. So that's kind of cool. And so that is the thing. Now, theoretically, let's see. Theoretically, I have a chat that happens over here. Now, below the logo. We are still in the room known as Away, in the house known as Ororoki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. And what you're looking at right now is the camera on the iMac, which I showed you a moment ago, but I will show you again. Theoretically, I will also be able to somehow bring up this picture on this Macintosh and actually show it that way. But I figure, you know what? It's actually even funnier if I show it like this. See, look. There it is. Why am I doing this on Sunday? Because Sunday is the day that I'm most likely to do these weekend streams. Sunday is a day when I have some time and can do it. And so we'll see how this all goes here. So theoretically here, aha, read only. So theoretically, there should actually be a thing over here that says chat, and it's not, and I'm annoyed by that fact. I would hope that we would actually have the chat thing working, but instead what it's doing is just showing me that there's words coming up. I've just typed in testing the chat. This should work in Facebook, and it came up over there, but it didn't come up over here. I am perturbed. Perturbed, I tell you. Mildly perturbed, but that's okay. We'll continue to screw around with this until such time as we actually get it working. What happens, though, is that I can see the chat off the screen on this side, way over here. Well, you can't see it. I can see it. So if people do comment, I can actually comment and interact. Yes, Lisa, sometimes there's a delay for the chat to show up on the screen. Well, that's true, but what I'm seeing is it's actually showing up beautifully on the little thing way off to the side relative to where you are. It's way over here. And it should actually be in a box right defined in this space right here. But that's okay. We will get through this. I've spent the last, I don't know, hour and change messing about with this thing. I don't have a sepia filter on. This is actually just the fact that all of the lights in here have a sepia shade. If I were to tilt this Macintosh up a little bit further, you can see the light there, way up here, is actually kind of sepia toned, and there are sepia shades on various and sundry fixtures here. However, the light coming in from the window is natural light, so that's why it looks like that. You need a couple of minutes, yeah. Thankfully, we're not seeing that. Lisa, I'm actually seeing the chat pop up in my Facebook window, on actually Facebook on the browser, at the same time, like instantaneously when it pops up here on the screen too, which is cool. Having said all that, I should justify my existence just a little bit, and I want to do that. So let me pull the thing. I just installed Evernote, which is, of course, how I keep track of everything that I do. And while that's coming up, I want to tell you guys that I am, in fact, going to be part of the Hill Country Comic-Con in New Braunfels, Texas, the weekend of August 14th and 15th. I will be doing a thing at the at the New Braunfels Civic/Convention Center, and as such, I'm really looking forward to being able to do some entertainment there and put some of the books out and stuff like that. I'm often wondering, what should I do? I don't know. Lisa, you're here. Teppo, hey! How's it going, my friend? I know. This is unusual, but this is roughly when it'll happen. Somewhere in Sunday afternoon, our time. Sunday evening, Teppo's time. You know, Teppo, I think this actually merits, this merits, not only does this merit a song, this merits your song, which I now have to find again, because the listing thing that, show me the list, there we go. I have to tell, it's because it's a brand new computer, I have to tell everything what to do so that I can see it all again. Why? Oh, because it's madness, that's all. Yeah. This is cool, though. I'm very happy. I'm a Macintosh person again for the first time in a long time. I was a Mac guy back in 1985 with a Mac Plus with 2 drives, and that was like fancy. And I still have this. And then I had a call it the Power Mac, Mac Pro, which is the one you could actually put memory into, and I tried to put memory into it, and I failed miserably, and I had to have them replace that. Then the MacBook Duo, which I thought was cool, and my friend, one of my friends still has that, I believe. I believe she still does, and on and on and on, to this very battered MacBook Pro over here, which I actually bought secondhand before we moved from Oregon back to Texas. So it's been well over a decade since I've had an operational Mac, and well over 20 years since I've had a brand new operational Mac. So yeah. Long nights, cold days, up north, just ways, blind cyclist through the dawn, got his goggles and his helmet on, he's a man in Finland, a man in Finland. Now this is just on the Mac's microphone. No more days sitting around, gotta get up, head into town, find the way out to the square, got some Fenix waiting there for a man in Finland, a man in Finland. How's it sound? Technology. Change over to multi-stream. See if everybody's chatting. No more days sitting around, gotta get up, head into town, cars are candy, not the plan, there we go. All Helsinki respects man, cause a man in Finland, a man in Finland. great. I can actually see all of the people's chattings, which is cool. Although right now I'm just seeing the multi-stream view. I'm seeing just Facebook people. But that's probably because there's just Facebook people watching this right now, which is okay, which is all right. I still have. Hey, it tells me how many people is watching, and that's also cool. We're actually breaking my usual average for during the 4:30 to 5 o'clock show, which is, wonderful for my poor, battered, chewed up heart. Let me do this. Wow, I'm actually very excited about this whole thing working, which is fantastic. One of the reasons that I got an iMac and I splashed out for it was because I'm 54 years old. And I've been, hey, all right, we do have the live chat. Well, that's interesting. Now, okay, so that chat came in through the streamy thing over here. So I'm wondering why did I have to turn the multi-stream on and then have it come up? That's weird. Or it's just weird. So there's a box here that's supposed to show chat comments, and it's not working yet. We'll get there. It's an ongoing process. And I basically, one of the things I did is I took the Pass the Hat money that I've gotten from you marvelous people through my PayPal and through the man in Finland. Yeah, YouTube cannot see the chats. All right, well, it's okay. We do seem to have a... Yep. Okay, yeah. So when Lisa notes here that the time that I usually do... Okay, seems to be proper time. Got D&D every other week as a conflict, or Clark as an Austin or something, but still every other week is a lot better than none. Well, I'm still working on that. Theoretically, I'll be doing 1 or 2 of these shows every month, and it'll probably be Sunday afternoon, probably around 2 to 4 Central. If I am doing a live show, YouTube cannot... Yeah, the widget over here isn't quite working, which is annoying, but there it is. We'll have to figure it out. We'll get it all sorted out one way or the other, I'm almost certain. Literally, this is a voyage of discovery for me, that's for darn sure. And I have a little tip jar widget down here. There it is. Which apparently is supposed to register when people like or share or do what have you. So we'll see how that goes. I have absolutely no clue how this is going to work. Well, I don't even know what's going on there. I think I just did a thing. Hold on, I may have done a thing. Hold on. There we go. I mean, we're running. The gadgets and widgets are all alien and foreign to me, but what I did is I signed up for a full year's subscription to the Streamlabs OBS Prime, which means that I can stream to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and that I can use all their widgets and gadgets and gimmicks as soon as I can figure out how to use them. I'm not good at that yet, but we'll get there. Ooh, maybe I can do that? Let's see. What we got? So yeah, 2 p.m. Yeah, so this is like an evening show for Teppo, which is cool. I'm entirely okay with that. What I'm doing now is I'm flailing around. I'm still also getting reused to how the Macintosh OS works, because it's changed a bit since the last time I used it significantly. Yes, that is in fact our man in Finland. Can I capture that? I'm not sure. We'll figure it out one way or the other. It's an ongoing process, and none of us really know what we're doing anymore. We're just making it up as we go along. Which is actually a song I'm working on called The Anthem for Adults. And the chorus where it goes something like, we're making it up, we're making it up as we go along, made up as we go along. Nobody here really knows what we're doing, and yet we're carrying on. This may seem a little bit scary, but that's why I sing the song. We're making it up as we go along, made up as we go along. We're winging it. I'm working on that, so we'll get there. It's not ready yet, but there are so many other things. I was actually hanging out with Ashley, who you've seen. Some of you have seen hanging out on the Facebook feed. And she was actually quoting bits of my songs back to me, which is fascinating to have happen. It really is. Because what happens is that, I write these things, and I do these things, and then I send them out into the universe, and then I don't think about them again until they come back, or until I do them again. Because I'm that kind of guy. I really am just a freaking mess in so many ways. But, you know what? There's one that I just recently did, and I did it just before I had to stop doing the regular shows because I was being called back into the office. We'll do a couple of the new ones, and then we'll go back into one or two of the old ones here. So this one is one that I think is dedicated to my friend Madman Maverick, who is out of Austin, Texas. Amy has not heard this one, so I just got an oh yay, I have not heard this one. And there is something that he does. He does a lot of things that are magic, but he also does a lot of danger stuff. And this is dedicated to him. My friend the juggler throws lots of things. He tosses axes and knives and rings. But he want that extra something, take his performance higher. Little kid in the front row said he had an idea. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Fire. Now Madman Maverick don't have no fear. He's been doing his dangerous stuff for many a year. But that little kid had a good idea. So the next show Maverick knew his path was clear. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Fire. Them burning torches get lots of cheers. Throwing burning axes has earned him some beers. If you want to advance to what you aspire, there's just one course of action to take. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Gonna set it on fire. Fire. I've eaten fire. Well, it's more like putting out a burning torch in your face, but it counts. And believe me when I tell you this, if it's not on fire, they don't want to see you eat it. Gonna set it on fire. 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 Setting the bayou on fire. No, that is something that we are going to be bringing up on the Adequate Podcast and Ask Philo, which I will probably record after we are done here. Because I do have more fodder for Ask Philo, and I started recording that. Now, right now, we're in an interesting situation because this little Macintosh, this funky iMac, has funky little ports on the back, which is conveniently illustrated in this illustration right here. It doesn't have the big USB ports. It had little tiny USB ports. And everything I own has a big USB port. But I do have some adapters at work. Why? Because I'm an IT nerd and I have a lot of that kind of crap lying around the house. Or lying around the office. So we're going to see if we can make things like this microphone and a few other things work. But I'm very happy with the camera. I'm actually thrilled with this camera. This is the FaceTime camera, and it's doing exactly what I want it to do, which is why I got a Macintosh in the first place. I wanted an appliance. Okay? I have been an IT nerd for a long time. Over 30 years. I have spent a lot of time configuring and tweaking and adjusting, and right now I just want to plug the damn thing in and do stuff. You know? And consequently, that is what I am shooting for. I want to plug the thing in and have it do the thing. I want to plug it in and have it work. There it is. There that all is. My gosh. Hi, guys. I know there's more people watching. It tells me I have 7 viewers. I do want to hide the viewers. I want to see how many viewers I have. My ego, it is very delicate. Yeah, I need to do this before I get too distracted in any other direction here. Hold on. I'm going to give you guys, if I can, new keyboard, so I have to figure out how to type, which is just hilarious. This little teeny tiny Macintosh keyboard, see? It's green. And I have a little Macintosh mouse, see? It too is green. And basically what that means is that I have to remember to use smaller type. I have to type smaller, if that makes any sense. Me distracted never. Yeah, I know, right? That's never going to happen. But, okay. I am going to put, if I can, the URL for the Hill Country Comic Con, which is a comic book and fandom convention in New Braunfels, Texas, in the Facebook chat. Eventually, we'll be able to throw this on everything, and I'll be able to put it up over here and have it pop up and do all kinds of like special effects crap. But right now, I just like the fact that I can point this out, that y'all can see me, which is wonderful in my heart and soul. Right now, in fact, there is, a convention going on up in Houston. And Teppo actually commented on it, because I commented on it, because my friend, Alan, who is Oscar Hasselhoff, German Master of Defense, is holding his Tournament of Champions live steel, which is, by the way, if you have the chance to see it, absolutely hilarious. Yes, Tom, I recommend getting a bigger keyboard. Small keyboard with big hands equals big typos. It is true. I am, in fact, very good at typing. I'm not a great typist, but I am good at backspacing. So there that is. Which means that, and if I was able to get out there, Houston is 4 hours away from San Antonio. Dallas is 4 hours away from San Antonio. Houston and Dallas are 3 hours away from each other, because in order to get to San Antonio, you have to go farther south than Houston. It's obnoxious, but true. I think that is the same. It's roughly the same size, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just lifted a little.
Yep, and it has a little. This one has a little fingerprint reader on it, and that's Amy. Say,
hi.
Amy is live. My lovely wife, without whom I would be dead in a ditch on fire, and I can't directly transfer stuff from that MacBook to here, so I'm gonna have to yank the hard drive and do it the old-fashioned way, but I can. Brute force and violence. Speaking of violence, Ruth says hi, Amy.
Hello.
I think it is time. Yeah. It is time to do a song. A happy little song. About gambling, drunkenness, und defenestration, ja. Tom says he loves you. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mein luck, Oh, the lot was these big Flemish guys. I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was a goner, sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. For he taught me the very useful Hasselhoff maneuver, which goes like this. Just grab them by the crutch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crutch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there, and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. Once then I remembered I had the Hasselhoff maneuver manual of defense in my back pocket. I asked him to write me noted, and I read through very quickly. Found the bookmark very, very carefully, put the bookmark back, very important, make sure you mark your place. Once I said, right, we're good. Then I grabbed him by the crutch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crutch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. It has been 2 weeks since I have done this song, and feeling very invigorated. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. When time to pay the bill came, pleas for credit were all scorned. And though I tried to stand mine ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For at that very time, that particular tavern in Helsinki had temporarily hired a slight temporarily between wars Oscar Hasselhoff, German master of defense, as a bouncer. I was thrilled. I asked him, would you please sign my pamphlet? We had to find a crayon. And then he very carefully signed it. He spelled his name right and everything, and he gave it back to me. I was so happy. Then he grabbed me by the crutch, and he threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crutch, and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems the fenestration works on me as well as you. Everyone, happy children all over the world, sings this song, yeah? Just grabs them by the crutch, and then throws them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grabs them by the crutch, and then throws them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grabs them by the crutch and throws them out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. That is one of our more popular songs, yes. And Teppo, a defenestration, yeah, shirt. How about what do you think about in the font that I use over here? That's Blackadder ITC. I can see about throwing something up on T-Fury, which I believe does international shipping. And if anybody wants to buy a defenestration, yeah, shirt, with that on the front and TROUBADORK.com on the back, which works right now, I might add, then, hey, fantastico, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You know, something Teppo, Teppo has his copy of Grab Them by the Crotch and Throw Them Out the Window. And Alan ran out of copies. So he's getting more made. And he's going to be getting a few to me because, well, I'm clearly going to pimp this book because it's just such a fun song. I might actually make some defenestration, yeah, buttons, too, I think. That would be That's the defenestration, yeah. Because I have a button maker and I have absolutely no shame. It's true. My goodness me. One of the advantages of doing this on Sunday is that I have more time. I was working within the constraints of doing a half-hour set because that was roughly how long it took me to drive from the office where I have the day job back here. And when we were in lockdown, I didn't have to drive that, so that was my excuse. This is now simply hanging out with my friends. And Oh, I should also let you guys know, if you are in the San Antonio area or plan to be for San Japan, I got a panel at San Japan! Holy crap! By panel, I mean literally, I've got a panel at San Japan. I don't know exactly when yet. They're still working on the schedule. But it means that I will actually have a room in which I can sit and play my doofy songs, and then people will be amused, and hopefully they will buy a few buttons or stuff. So we'll see about that. Oh god, what else is going on? We just submitted the final paperwork for the second artisanal gibberish book, which will look similar to the first one, but it will have different stuff in it. And that, we are going to try and pull the trigger on that in mid-August, right around the time that I'm at Hill Country Comic-Con, as a matter of fact. How's this even happening? And I am going to be doing Steampunk November, those of you who do the Steampunk November thing, up in Mansfield, Texas. I will be doing that. We will be going to Steampunk November regardless, because that is what we do to celebrate Amy's birthday. Because we have not heard back from Armadillo Con yet. It was too late for me to submit a thing for a panel for Armadillo Con, and also it's much more of a writers. Armadillo Con is much more of a writers convention. But if I can, I may be co-hosting a couple of tables there with myself and Michael Van Slyke of Archangel Arts, the man behind the instrument known as Payback and the Strumbox and the Good Book, all of which I has. Defenestation, yeah, t-shirt. Oh, Teppo. Okay, and I'm quoting Teppo because it doesn't show up over here. Defenestation, yeah, t-shirt, Bluetooth speakers, and Hasselhoff ballad on phone, on touch, and I bet I'll be insane when the next in-person RopeCon RPG convention in Finland happens and they have HEMA fencing demonstrations again. Yes. I don't see why not, honestly. I am encouraging all crazy, wacky behavior on the part of my friends and my fans, and sometimes there's like those two cross, and it's always bizarre and happy to hear that. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I've got like three events, and Steampunk November actually counts as a musical. It's primarily a musical festival, which, if you are in the DFW area, it's a little bit south of Fort Worth, and it happens in November, and it's gorgeous, and it's in this art farm that they're turning into this wonderful site with all kinds of nifty stuff, and the food and drink is working its way through. We have finding more vendors to do food and drink. It's not like a Renaissance festival where it's all food and drink all the time. But it's also, being a music festival, it starts about noon. And it runs until, oh God. It runs until, oh God, 30. And I have had shows at oh God 30. I have actually had shows where I was effectively the opening act for Voltaire. Which is, if you are a big nerd, you can imagine just how bewildering that was. And I think he actually listened to some of my stuff, and he didn't come and insult me afterwards, so I guess that's okay. Yeah. Must tune. We tune because we care. And I could go get another instrument, but I don't want to because I'm not wearing pants right now. Because it's Sunday. And while it took me about 5 years to get into that whole pants are bad thing that everybody else apparently picked up on, I have begun to see that a lot more in my personal life. Simply because we live in San Antonio, we live in South Texas, and it gets very humid. And denim and humidity don't go well together when it's hot. When it's cold, it's okay. Keeps you warm. But when it's hot, no. So it actually, I think it coincided with the point where my entire beard became gray, effectively, is the whole pants thing. So I want to do another thing. I need to do more stuff. I do. Feel I need to do more stuff to justify this entire thing. Because if I don't, I will feel like I'm just kind of futzing around here. But y'all are hanging out with me, and I really appreciate that a great deal. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing a lot of new stuff, which is okay. Well, Hasselhoff Ballad really isn't technically new. It's at least a year old now. It's been interesting and odd and kind of amusing as all heck how this all goes together. And I should note, of course, that this is brought to you by Carl Saller Connet, the wonderful Finnish term that means to sit at home, alone, drinking in your underwear. Not planning to go out, just at home, alone. Carl Sarakanet, sitting at home, drinking in your underwear. Carl Sarakanet, when you don't want to go nowhere. Carl Sarakanet, just sitting at home, having fun. The only problem is, it's intended to be done by just one. But if I had a choice, and I will tell you true, I'd be sitting at home drinking in my underwear with you. Well, it is the finished set, but I'm not finished. Inadvertent nationality pun. Yeah, what is it? Yeah, for the Helsinki set, for the Finnish set, it's there's snowing in Helsinki. There's Grab Them by Hasselhoff ballad. There's a Carl Sarakanet, and then Our Man in Finland. And a lot of this was just inspired by the fact that you're here, Teppo, because you are half a freaking planet away, and I like the opportunity to actually interact with you, when you're here. So it's cool. I feel that we are missing something by not having the chat box right here, and I'm mildly annoyed at it, so I will continue to screw around with it until such time. Because we kind of had a chat box there, but we kind of also didn't, which is just bizarre, because it's supposed to, stay. Always show messages. There, we'll just leave that on, and maybe that'll stay put. I don't even know why that thing is being done. I don't know. I don't get it. That's okay. It's a voyage of discovery for all of us. Okay. I feel like doing... I don't want to do that one or the other one. I don't know. I'm looking through the list of songs that I have written, and it startles me that I have as many songs here as I do, because I didn't expect to have this much. I've apparently generated a lot of content, as they say in the hip and cool internet world. I am a content creator. So let me do. Yeah, we'll do the SOS song. I think is a good one. It's also in D, by the way. If you're going to go upon a ship, there's things you ought to know. For a sailing ship's a complex thing, so learn before you go. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. Now, if you're on a 3-mast ship, the first mast is the fore. And counting back from there, you'll find that there are just 2 more. The one in the back is mizzen, so I guess it's plain to see that the other 2 upon the ships are just mast 2 and 3. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. I'm throwing in a little chorus there. Now, the 3rd mast in the middle is the mast they call the main. And if you're all confused, I know I beg you don't complain. For the captain is a stoic man, that's why he's at the stern. And he'll cast you to the poop deck if you are not quick to learn. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. It's a refrain. Now, the 3-mast ship has many booms, each one is called a yard. There's not a one that's 3 feet long, don't take the matter hard. There's lots of ropes from boom to mast, each one is called a line. Unless that's attached to a sail, then call that a sheet, it's fine. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. Now, this is where it gets a little naughty. There are no privies on the ship, they use something else instead. You see, these gallant sailors all go priv up on their head. This doesn't change at all if it's a schooner or a sloop. Except for the captain, he's still standing sternly on the poop. There's terms for everything they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. So now you know a little more of sailing than before. And while all of this is gibberish, I think it's not a bore. For if you were all stuck at sea with nothing else to do, I'm sure you'd make up goofy names for all of this stuff too. There's terms for everything, they do not make it very plain. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. And if you're not prepared, I fear you might just go insane. We've been at sea for far too long, we've all just gone insane. Yay! Still doing things. That is one of the songs that I've written. I am still working, and by working I mean mostly harassing, certain parties at the Sherwood Forest Fair to find out whether or not he wants me to come in and do things for the Sherwood Celtic Festival and / or Sherwood Forest Fair 2022. Sherwood Forest Fair 2022 would be cool because it's about a 2-hour drive from where I live, which is a day job commute. Significantly shorter trip than driving out to Waxahachie. Weirdly, we were able to make the run from San Antonio to Waxahachie in about 3 hours, which puts it right on the, oh my gosh, uncomfortableness edge of making it a day job commute. But just over the other side of it. So, Scarborough, I won't know anything until after they get Screams sorted out. This was I had a conversation with the director, the entertainment director for Scarborough, who also does Screams, and they were still trying to figure out the money for Screams. So once they figure out the money for Screams, then they can figure out the money for Scarborough, and they can find out whether or not they can bring me in. I'm really lowballing the heck out of it because I am now officially at the enthusiastic amateur portion of my my professional program as far as Renaissance festivals go. I'm not going to kill myself trying to get out to all of them, and that's one of the reasons why I'm looking to do more conventions. Mind you, if you happen to have a convention which has a lot of money to spend and low standards, tell them about me. And that, my friends, is also the answer to, are you ever coming out to perform in California again? I would have to be paid. They would have to cover my transportation, and I would have to have enough money to cover that, and that's the bottom line. Because Texas is half a continent away from California, and it's half a continent away from the East Coast, and it's half a continent away from the North as well. Texas is an 8-hour drive from Texas. It's a big state, and it's far away from everything. I think I want to do one or two more songs. I think we have successfully demonstrated this works, which is awesome. So we will try and do like a scheduled Troubadork song show thing, object, in the coming weeks, and try to put together some kind of mildly predictable schedule for that. I'm very happy that this is working. I'm also very happy y'all are hanging out with me. Because honestly, if y'all weren't hanging out with me, if I didn't see the number that we have like viewers, I would become very sad and depressed. Because although I appear to be an extrovert, I am in fact an introvert. I just need an astonishing amount of validation. Oh, there are so many songs. When did I write all these things? Holy cow. What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of here. Oh, yeah, let's, yeah, that's when I see stuff like that, my head just kind of overloads, and I guess kind of... I cannot brain a word bad. I cannot brain my feel sad. I cannot brain the word stick. They bundle in my face, come out too thick. I cannot brain, no, can't even rhyme at this point. I cannot brain, word bad, song weird, out of joint. I cannot brain word bad. I cannot think my heart sad. I cannot brain the word wrong, the chord weird, screw up song. I feel glad that didn't even rhyme. I cannot brain my word bad. I cannot brain my feel sad. I cannot brain my heart stick. Words in my head come out too thick. Me brain good word could some once. Ariel says, it's weird I can watch you from my computer, old shows I had to watch from my phone. Well, that's interesting. I mean, are you watching the Facebook, or are you watching the YouTubes on The Witch and the Other? Because I was using Restream to push out the stuff from my computer, my old computer, to Facebook and Twitter. I mean, Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, but it was going through Restream, and it may be that there was some kind of weird calculation thing here. I don't know. It's just a thing. It's very hard to explain, and even harder to justify. Kind of like this song right here. What is it? What is it? Oh, it's... There we go. Go tube. Go tube. Where is it? Where the hell am I? Oh, there. That's right. Yeah. I really should look at these songs before I play them again. Sing along. Go tube. Go tube. Everybody. Yeah. Go tube. Go tube. Yeah. Okay, that was something I wrote literally because someone had posted a link to a animal husbandry product called a goat tube. Basically, if you have a dog or know someone who does and you've heard of a thunder shirt, it's basically a calming wrap for goats. And I said goat tube in my brain, I must write a song. And then I did. And I actually did a cosmic mix of goat tube, which you can find on my SoundCloud page. SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laguerre, and because I have the capacity to throw that location up in here, I will put it in the I'll put it in the Facebook chat, and eventually, one day, when we know what we're doing, then other things will happen there as well. Phone has me on YouTube. Computer has me on Facebook. That's interesting. I don't know why that is there, Ariel, but it's just kind of bizarre and odd. And I love the fact we're actually having this conversation. I think this is magnificent. But yeah, I think we got. I think I'm good for one more song, which gives us a 1-hour show roughly, which is holy crap. Before I do that, real quick. We'll do the tip jar and stuff. because that way we just get it all out of the way. Because then, I don't end with a commercial. I don't feel like ending with a commercial today. Eventually, I'll just have all this stuff like floating around on the screen somewhere, and it'll be all this bells and whistles and things these fancy stream gamers use. I am not a fancy stream gamer. I am an idiot with a ukulele and a startlingly expensive computer. Actually, not expensive, really, in the grand scheme of things. But I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with it. Hopefully, it will serve me well. So I want to thank everybody who's tipped me out over the last year and change. That's where, if you do want to support Adequacy in Our Lifetime, those are all the links. And I want to thank all of the Patreon peeps who have, in fact, been doing this for a while now. And I would thank you all by name, but I don't have one in front of me here. Oh, you're just testing out a tablet. We're in the college have you on Twitch, and they have all three of them. You'd be surrounded by me. I don't even know if that's a good idea for my wife. And for those of you who don't know, Ariel and I apparently were made from the same template, but using slightly different configurations. And so we've tried to figure out who's dark half, and it's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. But the two of us together formed the Brothers Grime, the world's 15th greatest storytellers of all England, who told such stories as Snow Blue and the 73 Giant Dwarfs. And then we were chased away. And that does happen sometimes, because it's a fair and people just do silly things. Yeah. Today I'm going to end with a song that was originated from the G minor chord. That's fun. And my friend Lucky, who had told me, Lucky serves as the captain of many kitchens and many other places at festivals. And when they encounter a jumping spider, they name that jumping spider Fernando. And I thought, Fernando. And then I had to write a song. And because it's a flamenco song, I had to learn flamenco chords. Not flamingo. I don't have to stand on one foot to do this. 8 little legs and 8 little eyes and 1 heart big as a tree. This tiny, valiant, jumping spider is a boon companion to me. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly. To make you cry, to scream, shout, or to bellow. When he leaps up and lands on your shirt, he just wants to say hello. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly. He is just looking for an amigo, he don't want to make you cry. But if he leaps up and lands on your blouse, you might just scream really high. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. It's friendly! Fernando. Ole! Ariel assures me that I am the good one. It's still open to debate. And so, my friends, we come to a satisfactory conclusion of a technological test. You can watch me on every platform. You have 3 monitors on the computer. All Matthew all the time. Oh my gosh. Successful conclusion of this Troubadourk, sudden, unplanned Troubadourk live stream event thing. Roughly an hour of nonsense. Roughly an hour of nonsense. I could make it a full hour of nonsense simply by talking for another 5 minutes. And I might just do that because I am, in the words of the character of Barry Allen in the Justice League movies, I need friends. And y'all help me get this stuff out of my head and out into the universe. And for the which I am very grateful.
Me too.
Hey, Richard! You know, Richard, the Hollow is actually... it is a very weird story, and that will probably kill the remaining time here. Yes, and Amy needs me to get out of my head so that y'all can deal with the rest of it.
Somebody else can.
So somebody else can deal with it because she has to hear it all the time. So the Hollow is actually because it's an ABBA reference because Fernando is also kind of an ABBA reference, and Christina, who may hear this one day, she and I were having this long conversation at the festival near the end of the day, and the California fairs begin and end with a parade, and the parades are always fronted by these people with big drums. And we heard the closing parade, and she looked at me right in the eye and said, "I hear the drums, Fernando." And we were both of that generation that ABBA reference is right there. And so that sat around for a while, and then another friend of mine wrote a series of plays, I should actually say, I swear to God, the actual title of which is 27 Short Plays about being murdered in a hotel room by ABBA. Not that the plays were written by ABBA, but about being murdered by ABBA. And they actually had 4 people playing ABBA, the members of ABBA, and one of them, one of the guys, his primary line in every single play was "Hello," and so that's why Fernando says "Hello" there, and that explains that, and it's very bizarre. Yes, Lisa, the bells, Esmeralda, sanctuary, and so we come to a satisfactory and very pleasing conclusion to this. They're all 3 at different spots in my performance. Timing is weird. Streaming is even weirder. And we will do this again as we arrange various and sundry things and get them organized here in the room known as Away, in the house known as Odoroki, in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. Because basically, we need to do this. This is one of the things we do to keep ourselves sane. When I have a regular schedule, I will try and let the streaming peoples know. ABBA wouldn't kill you; they're friendly. Well, I'll tell you, the plays actually involved somebody being killed, people being killed. Every single one of the 27 short plays, and there were 27 of them, involved someone being killed by the band members of ABBA. I don't know, and in the same hotel, I might add. It's theater. It's off Broadway. Yes. And Teppo is reminding us all that he loathes ABBA, so it was probably an entirely appropriate set of plays to not have to watch. Y'all, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. This has been an absolute treat. We will do this again in a week or 2. It all depends on a few factors like me actually blocking out the time and maybe telling y'all about it a little bit earlier. Those of you who catch this later, yes, this has been a test. This is only a test. But don't worry. It's not going to be on the final. See, watch Amy wandering around because of the stream difference. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. Do what you need to do, but take care of yourselves, because I have a vested interest in each and every one of you continuing to be on this planet. Oh, great. Apparently, yes. Apparently, the Finnish army would actually rouse people in the morning as reveille by playing an ABBA song, which is officially too much ABBA. And on that note, my friends, we're going to wrap this up. You guys take care of yourselves, and I will do my best to take care of me, and I will see you out there